Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. My name is John.
My name is Lester.
And once again, we are back. You might see that we wear the same clothes as our previous episode because we decided to, since while we are energetic, we film one more. But
Yes.
today, we are still talking about lighthearted things, yeah?
We are still talking about the lighthearted things. Enough things have been going around the world. I think this is a nice getaway, for both you and me.
Yes, and as with all episodes, before we go on, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also to go and follow us on Instagram, man, if you haven't.
Yes.
And recommend to your friends, man. We're on all platforms that you can think of.
I think.
And if any platforms that you don't think we're there on, you tell us. Then maybe we try to be
I don't think
there.
we're on Tumblr yet. Should we get on Tumblr?
No, mate. Should we get on Tumblr? Leave it in the comments.
No one cares, but okay. Let's go into today's episode. We have done a similar thing before. In fact, we've done the exact same thing before. We have done go to Reddit AmItheAsshole.
Yeah.
And basically, for the people who don't know, it's a subreddit where basically people post up their own stories and ask, am I the asshole? And we get to give our opinions. And it's normally about things that are like generally not very heavy. So I think it's quite a nice thing to talk about. We have done a episode like this last year. That's part 1, so you can go ahead and check it out after you watch this one.
Correct. Okay, so without further ado, I actually picked a few, and Alastair actually hasn't seen some of these stories.
Yes, for once.
So I'm gonna be the one that pulled some of these stories because I thought they were hilarious, and some of them were pretty funny. So now Alastair is gonna be part of the panel to decide whether this person is the
the judge.
Yeah, man.
We are the moral compass of society.
I mean, that's what the internet is for, right? For people to judge people. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Please don't. And we are not the moral compass of society.
Yeah.
But
okay,
let's go. Let's do it.
All right, first one. Am I the asshole for pulling the quote, "My husband is the CEO," end quote, card on a nurse? Okay? On a nurse. Okay.
Why?
Sounds bad, but hear me out. My husband of a year is the CEO of a local hospital and has been for 17 years.
Okay.
His uncle was previously on the hospital board of directors. Okay. I'm 27 female with a friend, also 27 female, who suffers from lupus. It is very hard because her family is across the country and her fiance is deployed right now.
Oh,
The other day, she was at a mutual friend's house and our mutual friend texted us saying our friend was feeling faint. I go over to the house and not long after, my friend started having chest pains. So our mutual friend helped her to his car and we drove to the hospital. At the hospital, the nurses started doing whatever they were doing and they started wheeling her away. I got stopped by a nurse when I tried to follow her and she said to let the medical staff do her thing.
Yes.
I leave with my other friend but come back a few hours later because my friend texted me and said she's okay and she's resting. I go back to the hospital, make it past the initial crowd of nurses towards the direction where I knew my friend would be. I get stopped outside the general area by a nurse I do not know, right? Because she knows some of the nurses from hospital events, right? And she says, sorry, no visitors. I explained that I'm the closest thing to a family for my friend and that I had a responsibility to make sure she was okay and that she was vulnerable right now. I'm basically her medical advocate. Yes. The nurse cuts me off and said that she can't make exception for me. The entire conversation started out pretty politely, but suddenly I found that both our voices were raised and she was basically saying there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise and starts to walk away from me. I follow after her and finally pull the quote, "My husband is the CEO" card. She looked kind of shocked when I offered to call my husband. She starts doing something for a patient. I get my husband on the phone and she talks to the nurse and I finally got an okay to be with my friend as long as I leave by 6 p.m. The nurse looked extremely ruffled and kind of upset. I finally got to see my friend and comforted her and left before 6 as promised. When my husband gets home, he says that at least I didn't insist he come down to meet me where I was, but that I should have called him from the get-go and that there were calmer ways to go about this. He also said he hoped my friend was okay and that he was happy to help.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole?
Ooh, tough. I don't know, man. Okay. My instinct is like a little bit. just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I think it's not very nice. I mean, to be fair, does it even really matter that your husband is the... I guess it does, but you want to be treated equally, I guess, and I think everyone deserves to be treated equally. It's like a little bit weird. I feel like if I were her, I wouldn't put that card simply because like it's damn weird if like I can go in then like some other people never go in, but like their situation is worse than mine.
Yeah.
And then just because my husband's a CEO, I get to go in.
Yeah.
Then like a bit like not very nice.
Doesn't sit well, right?
Doesn't sit well with me.
Let me read the top comment. This one, the comment, right, got 45,000 votes, okay? So the comment says, "You're the asshole. There's a pandemic and tons of hospitals aren't allowing visitors. You pulled the 'I got this shiny ring from someone above you' on a nurse during a pandemic. A tired, hardworking nurse just because her job is to try to protect everyone. You abuse power to violate pandemic protocols. Wow."
Oh, I didn't even think about the pandemic thing.
Yeah,
it is a Oh, yeah, that's probably... I was wondering why there was no visitors allowed. I was like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But oh shit, yeah, it's a pandemic.
Pretty mad, yeah?
Yeah, okay, what's your opinion?
I think this person is... I mean, okay. I feel that this person's intentions were good.
Yeah, good intentions,
but the action is asshole lah. It's asshole.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit weird. Let's say like a I don't know, like I think it's restaurant and you pull like, oh, my husband is the CEO of this restaurant or this chain. It's not as bad.
It's healthcare.
This is healthcare. Like, it's actually like life and death.
Yeah, man.
It's actually like some poor nurse had to go through a whole day in like, I'm pretty sure like PPE,
and then
uncomfortable as hell, and then suddenly got this little lady here trying to
deal
like
with poor customer service.
Yes, yeah.
What, yeah? Who do you think you
like
are?
Trying to save people, then suddenly got this one person that like, my husband's a CEO. Then he's like, oh, god damn it. It's I don't know. Actually, it is a little bit of a dick move. Actually, if you were the husband, what would you have said?
I would have said like, why the fuck are you calling me like this? Right, but then after I get home, I'm like, is your friend okay? Like, come on, man, that's not cool.
Yeah. I feel like, oh shit, like, okay, she wants to meet her friend, but I feel like as a CEO, you wouldn't want to set a precedence that you will get special treatment.
Yeah, but I guess when you're on the phone already, you will just be like, okay lah, hey, sorry lah, just for me, let her through one time, because really this person, you know.
Yeah.
But like, clearly that's also a little bit of a abuse of power.
Yeah. I think a little bit of an asshole.
Asshole.
What do you guys think? Okay, why don't we go into the next one?
Yeah, man. Okay, the next one. The title is, "Am I the asshole for calling my wife beautiful?" Listen,
oh God.
Okay?
Oh God.
Sounds like nonsense, but hear me out.
Oh God.
Sounds like nonsense, but hear me out. We met in college, lots of lust, yada yada yada, got married, have a kid. I still think she's gorgeous, but she is bigger than before. I never make comments about her shape or her clothing size. I even buy clothes for her in the same size she recently bought for herself. Anyways, we got dressed up the other day to have dinner in because pandemic world. I ordered from a nice steakhouse, got her favorite, and we already have lots of wine on hand.
Yes.
Pandemic world, stocked up on wine.
Yeah.
She came down the stairs wearing a dress that fit nice and snug, and I thought she looked great. I was thinking tonight won't be just dinner. I said, "Wow, you look so beautiful." She then started crying, calling me a sarcastic son of a bitch, and said she knew she gained weight and I shouldn't be so over the top. I tried telling her I was sincere, but she wouldn't have it, so I ate her dinner too. Am I the asshole?
Oh no.
Reddit's vote is that
I think this will be very
no assholes here.
Okay. I was thinking it would be more polarized actually.
No, there are no assholes here.
Asshole. Okay, I wouldn't say asshole.
Yeah.
I feel like asshole has like too harsh a connotation. I can understand why the wife will get a bit upset.
Yeah.
Like I guess if you are insecure about something, let's say I'm insecure about like my artwork or whatever, and someone come out to me like I just made this shitty artwork, I feel very shit about it.
Yeah.
And someone comes to me like, oh my god, that's like the best artwork I've ever seen. And I'm like, hey, fuck you, bro. Like, and you feel very patronizing.
It does feel a little bit patronizing, and I guess if it came from like your husband or your wife, your spouse, it feels a little bit more hurtful, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it comes from good intentions, right? Like he actually meant it.
Yeah, he actually meant it.
And he's like all excited and stuff. I don't know, man. Okay, what do you think?
Personally, I feel like because I only know his side of the story, I feel like he's not the asshole. I feel like he was just being nice. But you know, there's this comment that received a lot of votes, right?
Yes.
That I think is like really great. Okay, so someone commented and said that right after I compliment them and they disagree or insult themselves, I will say, quote, "Come on, you know me better. I'm not nice enough to lie." So if I say you're beautiful, I mean it, end quote. I always get a laugh from my friends and also seems to help the compliment sink in more too.
It does lah. That's actually a very good way of handling it. Dude, that's such a great way.
That's true, right? So
especially in Asian society, you cannot compliment people. People cannot take a compliment.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, I was talking to a friend.
Yeah.
I was texting. Then after that, she was like, "Oh my god, you're a very nice guy." Then I'm like, "No."
Oh my god, yes, this is how literally sometimes I react to my girlfriend also.
Yeah, like you say
my
something.
girlfriend, I will just say like, "Oh, you cute." Then she's like, "You biased."
Oh god, but like a lot of people just can't take a compliment in our society.
Yeah,
but I think it's because like we think that everyone's just being very polite.
It's like we cannot have nice things, we can only have criticisms. I don't know why.
From our messed up childhood. No, that's kidding.
Coming back to that again.
But like, yeah, I think that's a very good way of actually dealing with it. Especially if your whole character is that you're very blunt and honest.
Yeah.
Then if you say something in a compliment, it means a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can fully understand why the guy like is a bit confused because he like actually thought she's beautiful.
She probably has like some
self-esteem
body
issues,
image issues.
Yeah, and I mean if I were him, I would probably just like try to understand her more. And I don't think if someone says like, "Oh, I say you're beautiful," then it's like, then she does that to me, I won't be like, "No, but you really are," because I feel like no matter how much you say that, they probably won't believe you, right?
Yeah,
you probably have to go about it a different way, you know.
Absolutely.
So tough.
Yeah, man. But you know what? Keep calling your spouse beautiful, man.
Yeah, I don't think you're an asshole. Just maybe like, I guess
there are no assholes here, according to Reddit.
Yeah. There's no asshole.
No
There's
assholes.
just wrong place, wrong time, wrong thing to say, I guess. So you know, some stuff like that happens.
Yeah, man.
How about next one, John?
Hey, am I the asshole for embarrassing my stepmother at my wedding?
Okay. Oh shit! Some drama shit happened.
27 female, lost my mom on my first day of school. My dad remarried 3 years later to Jane.
Okay,
Jane could never have children on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And she, as well as my dad, thought that her marrying a man with a kid so young would mean she eventually becomes a mom. I admit I have not allowed that to happen. Even at a young age, I did not want another mom, so I put a wall between me and Jane because I never felt like there was a middle ground to make us happy. Okay. When I was 17, her efforts kind of ended because I invited my aunt, mom's sister, shopping for prom, and she was upset that it wasn't just for us. I got married 2 years ago. My fiance's parents and my dad and stepmother were all giving speeches. Fiance and I gave ours first. Fiance talked about our future together and how he wished his brother, which he lost 6 years ago, was there. And I talked about our future together and the sadness of hitting the milestone without my mom, about how much she would have loved my fiance and would have been so proud to welcome him in the family.
Yeah.
During my stepmother's speech, she went into a very heartfelt message about being a mom to me, etc. She talked about the joy I brought to her life and the fact that she was proud to call me her daughter. It seems that it stuck out to everyone that I called her Jane during my speech when touching on her and my dad, and that I wasn't as loving towards her in mind as I was to my parents. Then back in October, when my wedding video was finally put up by the photography company, she told me I had humiliated her on my wedding day and how it was a slap in the face for the video to be online for all the world to see. She told me that when I invited her to give a speech along with the other parents, that she thought that I had finally embraced her in a way I hadn't before. And to sit through my speech where I didn't give her so much love as quote unquote my dead mom, when she had written her so lovingly, it made her want to run away and cry. I told her I was sorry to have made her feel that way, but she continued to bring it up. My dad then got involved and told me to fix things. I could always make a post to her next Mother's Day, giving her the love she deserves for everyone to see. It turned into a fight then at Christmas when my mother-in-law posted what a beautiful speech she was when she knew my mom would have been so proud of me. After that post was made, Jane told me that I need to apologize and to make amends for embarrassing her like that. I might normally do it just to save a fight, but I don't know where she thought we had gotten closer.
Yeah.
I included her to be polite and respectful, and I had tried to be that more as I had grown older.
Yes.
But I still don't feel anywhere close to the same as she does about me or how she wants me to feel about her. Am I the asshole?
Wow. That was an emotion, like roller coaster of emotions right there.
Yeah, man.
I don't think she is lah. I personally don't think that the author, the original, the OP of this post is an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't think the stepmom handled it very well, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know how is it like to be an adopted child, or like how is it like to be an adoptive parent. But like, I don't know. I feel like one of the main things I see is that you have to be accepting that you can never truly replace the biological parent, especially if the biological parent is like someone that the child is very close to.
Yeah.
And like, this feels like very frivolous fight for a recognition that, like, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't.
No, it also
matter.
feels like an emotional thing.
Okay.
Like, you thought
that it was cool, but actually no.
Yeah, but actually no, you're still nowhere close. So like actually, even though the vote is that like not the asshole, right? But actually the comments are quite split. So first comment that got a lot of votes was like, not the asshole. She set herself up for embarrassment when she lied about the relationship she had with you. From your story, she knew well enough you did not see her as your mother, but she chose to write it anyway. But the next comment is, the read I'm getting is that by asking her if she wanted to do a speech, she took it as being treated as one of the parents, and thus had accepted her as more. But if I hadn't asked her, they would have considered it cruel to snub her out. So it looked like either way I was set to lose. I believe this is the OP.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't see what's wrong with. I'm sure she thanked Jane, and I'm sure she was like still thankful for her. Just that like some people just don't move on as quickly as you think, or even ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you can. I know we all as humans want like love and affection, like as all humans do.
Yeah.
But like, maybe this isn't like exactly the right way to go about getting it.
No, but like I understand, because like it feels like I will only offer you this because I actually feel that the relationship is one step closer. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you see this, then there are more comments coming. So someone else just said, giving her the one kindness does not retroactively make your relationship one between the mother and the daughter. Perhaps if her speech was about how you are beginning to accept her / relationship still growing instead of an implication that you always saw her as mom. But the next comment, okay, is that doesn't the decade or so of helping her, I'm assuming the her here is the OP, doesn't a decade or so of helping her get ready for school, feeding her and taking her out with that supposed to make the relationship like mother and daughter? I'll be upset too if after devoting a massive part of my life to helping to raise a child, and I'm more or less seen as dad's girlfriend. She sacrificed a lot to help raise you into the person you are now. Over a decade of her life, if you come back with, I didn't ask her to do that, it doesn't change the fact that she did. And being polite and respectful with someone who has given that level of attention and care for you has got to be heartbreaking. Nah. Try to understand what she's been doing for most of... Oh, no assholes here. Try to understand what she's been doing for most of your life and a huge chunk of her life. If she wasn't abusive and the worst you can say is she tried too hard to make me love her, then maybe she deserves more than politeness.
Okay. I don't know, man. I feel like love doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a effort thing.
No, I feel that what this guy is trying to say is that it doesn't matter. You don't have to love this person back, but you ought to have appreciated this person more.
Did she not?
I feel that like the fact that she very nonchalantly, like she played very fast and loose with the relationship they shared was very heartbreaking lah.
Okay. I okay.
Like there is clearly a reason why this Jane is so upset. It's because she really invested quite a bit into the OP.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why she's upset. I just think that maybe if if you know that this person is like not very for you, and like generally, I don't blame the OP also, because you can never really replace a biological mom.
You can never lah. But at the same time, you think about it, right? As much as we say you cannot, I feel that this is almost as self-sacrificing as a new mother can get.
Of course, yeah. As in, but like in a child's mind, I'm just thinking that like.
So I think
maybe just haven't gotten over it, and like it's still a sore spot. Maybe I wouldn't have led with "you embarrassed me" on the internet. I maybe would have led with, "Hey, I just want to talk a little bit about the speech. I was a bit hurt." And
maybe not everyone is able to.
And like don't mention. I feel like too much emphasis was being put on the fact that she was embarrassed in front of people.
Or maybe because she didn't know how to
say
navigate it that way.
Maybe lah. But if I were her, if I was her, I'll just go like, "Hey, honestly, I'm a little bit hurt. I don't expect you to like do whatever, but like, I really love you." And
but I get why she upset. What if this is the final straw that breaks the camel back, and she's just like, "You're an asshole." All this while, I've been doing all this, and then you do this on a switch. Treat me as just dad's girlfriend.
I don't think anyone is the asshole lah.
No assholes here.
But
they gotta talk, yeah.
But you guys need to talk, man. And like properly, and it's not. I feel like the whole like you embarrass me in front of everyone is like a very surface level problem, and the deeper problem is just she never really felt a lot of appreciation, and the daughter also doesn't exactly feel like she wants to give appreciation.
That's the thing.
So if you can work that out, I think that's okay. But maybe don't lead with the "why do you post this on the internet?" that kind of thing. Then people will be very defensive after that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, man. I wish them both well.
Yeah, I wish you guys well. Yeah. Why don't we go into the last one? We have like 8 more minutes left.
Steady. The last one is gonna be exciting. Okay.
Exciting.
Am I the asshole for quote unquote forcing a reunion between my fiance and her family? Okay. My fiance F22.
Oh god.
And I male 24. Have been together for years. We got engaged after we found out that we were expecting a baby boy. My fiancée isn't on good terms with her family, especially her mom. I should mention that at 17, my fiancée was pregnant, but my mom and everyone in the family wasn't approving of her having it. They kept pressuring her to have an abortion, then give up the baby for adoption. My fiancée ended up having a stillbirth a few months later. She moved out of the house, and that's when we met. Okay.
Yeah.
She cut contact with her family and her mom. No one came to our engagement party because my fiancé didn't allow them, although they tried to make amends. She didn't let them visit after we had our baby, and despite the texts she receives from them, she refuses to let them see the baby. I tried to talk to her and see what's going on. She said that she fears they'll force her to give up her baby, but that's not true. We're a family now, and she's an adult and a responsible mother. Circumstances are different. And also, they kept saying they want to meet their grandbaby. So they love him, and there was no harm if they treat him with love and compassion. She refuses to discuss it. Her mom contacted me via my mother. She said she wanted to arrange for a meeting with my fiancé because the family brought gifts for the baby and wanted to visit. I made arrangements and I ordered food, but didn't tell my fiancé until they were at the door so that she wouldn't try to make excuses. She saw her mom and family members at the door. She yelled when they tried to greet her and told them to leave before she called the police.
Oh shit.
I tried to calm her down. That's when she said I was unbelievable for arranging this visit. She kept yelling at me after they left and said she no longer trusts me with the baby after I betrayed her by letting her family come over behind her back. I told her to just try to start over for the sake of our son, but she went on about her family being toxic, although they did all they could to reconcile. She's mad and isn't talking to me. She went to go stay with a friend, saying I might invite her family again and cause her to stress out. But I just thought that was a huge overreaction, because if that was me, I'd probably just let go of what happened and moved on. I just wanted to say that I already spoke to her family. They said they are willing to do whatever to mend the relationship. They pointed out that our son deserves a relationship with his cousins because they want to see him as well as the rest of the family. I've seen the kids. They are innocent in this, and they want to meet their cousin, which is one of the reasons why I think that my fiancé is not thinking ahead and letting her anger and resentment affect her decision making. I suggested therapy, but still won't accept it. Am I the asshole?
I think yes. I think yes. What's your
Explain.
opinion? I think it's a hot take, but I think yes.
Explain.
I think it's like, I think that's pushing people's boundaries, and I don't think that's very good. And I feel it sounds like the wife has a lot of trust issues.
Yes.
Like she just generally doesn't trust people, and when people break her trust, she just walls up.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very defense mechanism. She probably got hurt in the past. Her family probably did some pretty messed up shit to her. I mean, the whole story is really pretty messed up.
Yeah, and the fact that like she had a stillbirth,
Yeah.
you know, and that was like, I don't know, it must have been terrible because like you see, the family didn't want her to have the baby, wanted to put the baby on adoption, and then eventually she didn't,
Yeah.
but had stillbirth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she probably went through a lot of shit. It's trauma. It's, to her, it reminds her of things that she doesn't want to be reminded of. And I don't think it's up to you to decide when it is to forgive them, because you are not the one.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I think this is pushing people's boundaries that
Absolutely
shouldn't be pushed.
The top comment is, "You're the asshole. Holy shit, what a massive betrayal. Check yourself immediately and stop second guessing your girlfriend's legitimate and founded belief that her family doesn't wish her well." Okay. Then this one I think is the crux of the issue here. People that grew up in well-adjusted families really do seem to just have the hardest time accepting that others did not have the same idyllic childhood.
Yeah.
They just cannot grasp that family can hurt and betray you to where you're completely justified no longer having them in your life. These are the people who force reconciliations, who encourage us to just sweep it under the rugs and let bygones be bygones because family.
Yeah, and I think what worked for you definitely would not work for other people. Definitely will not. Like, it might not work for other people. It's kind of like, I don't understand the people who like decide what's best for you. Like, for example, if you're going through a tough time, then I like trick you into going to therapy. I think that's also a very terrible thing to do, because they trusted you properly. They trusted you to not betray them, and then if they refuse to go to therapy, and then you just trick them to go to therapy, I feel like they'll be very guarded. I feel like I'll be very guarded also. I'll be like, what the hell, this person like just essentially schemed against me, right? I think it's a trust thing. I think he should have just recognized that she just doesn't trust people now. She needs time.
Yeah.
Eventually, if she wants to reconcile with the family, good for her. If it's something that you believe that like, oh, I think family is important, eventually talk to her a little bit about it.
Exactly.
But don't go like, I think you should reconcile. I think you should go like, hey, you want to talk to me about your family?
Yeah.
What do you feel?
Yeah.
And then from there, if she wants to resolve it herself, she'll resolve it.
Exactly. Like, okay, this is another comment that received a lot of votes, right? It's like, I personally would argue that people who behave like this show a lack of empathy, and that it would indicate their family was not actually very well adjusted. People who were raised wonderfully in adjusted families should be able to have more empathy, patience, and differentiation, and they should be better communicators. I feel like these because family types of families come from families that discourage being truly honest about emotions, that did not teach healthy communication and emotional intelligence, and did not teach empathy for different perspectives, and that prioritize a peaceful status quo over the expression of personal differences. Kids in family like this often grow up finding the concept of disconnection from the family especially terrifying, because they never develop the skill to be a full self on their own. And they see honestly expressing disagreements as anathema to being in a family. Don't know what that means. But maybe they can express it. Or maybe they can express it, but they certainly should not expect more of an apology than the family is willing to give them. They are likely to repress a lot and call it letting it go.
Yes, I agree. But you know what? This sounds like something you should talk about more after the camera break. Oh my goodness. We kind of went overboard right there.
Yeah, camera break before we fast game. See you guys.
See you guys.
And we're back. Okay, so I mean I feel that last comment really summarized it up well.
Yes.
Because I feel that there is especially when someone is like already hurt, or someone who is already in not a good place.
Yeah.
You know, need to be handled in that particular aspect a little bit more delicately.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it does really show that the person maybe lacks a little bit of EQ, because very obviously this person, the wife doesn't trust people already. Like her trust was betrayed completely. She's walling up. She's like, she's not because of that. She's like very guarded lah.
Yeah.
And if you go ahead and betray her, whether or not your intentions are good, she's gonna wall up more towards you, and then it's very counterproductive. So I don't know, man. I don't think anyone can decide for anyone what's best for them.
Exactly.
And if she needs time to chill and think about it and think about what family means to her, think about everything, maybe in the future she regret not making out for family, but I think that's her regret
that's
to have.
her, yeah, and it's like her choice to fix that, right?
Yeah,
one last comment, okay? So it says that this person said it's worse than a betrayal. He did the same thing her parents did to her, which caused the rift in the first place.
Yes, exactly.
OP goes on how she is an adult and makes it clear that her parents treating her like a child in the first place was one of the issues which led to the current state of affairs.
Yeah.
But he then felt that as an adult, she doesn't know what's best for her and she'll be forced to meet her family, the same way she was forced by them to do what they wanted with her first baby. Like, am I reading this right? And now he thinks she's overreacting when he's put her in the exact same situation.
It's true.
Wow, just wow. Huge, you're the asshole.
It's kind of true. It's a bit hypocritical that you understand that this person is an adult and yet don't believe that they have the adult capabilities of decision making.
I think the better option would have been to present the option to her.
Yeah, like go and talk to her. I'm like, hey, you want to try that? If she's like, no, then I'm like, okay, but I just want to say because I feel like you might regret it in the future. I just don't want you to regret. And she's like, if she still says no, just leave it be. Talk about it in like 10 years or something, like however long she needs to take to decide. So I don't know. I think he's an asshole. And you know what? On that vein, why don't we one more hypothetical situation? I talked to you a little bit. Like I mentioned it just now, the situation, but like if someone, let's say you are going through a tough time, and then you just refuse to go to therapy, and one day your friend say, hey, let's go hang out, then somehow manage to trick you into going to therapy. How do you think that's justified on behalf of the friend?
Trick?
Like maybe like go out with maybe like when they're going out with a friend, then they just either drag you to therapy or they make you meet the therapist, then they just fall halfway through.
No way, man.
That's messed up. Right?
That's damn messed up. In fact, right, I scroll down to one highlighted comment which I think how to say sums this question up also.
Yeah.
So it's like you did a horrible thing to her because you want your family to work a certain way. You ignore the trauma that your fiancé experienced and compounded it when you overrode her wishes and you made it a surprise. You did betray her. And why should she trust you not to ignore her feelings on this matter again?
Yeah.
Since you clearly don't see what you did was wrong. Let's break this down. When she was younger, her family ignored her wishes and tried to pressure her in a situation that she did not want. Now you, her fiancé, ignored her wishes and tried to pressure her into a situation involving her child and her family that she did not want. Notice any parallels here. Wow.
That's true.
And this is why tricking people or forcing people into situations that they don't want is bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, we are all adults lah. Come on, like just I don't know. I feel like there's like almost zero, not say zero, but I'll say there's almost zero situations where you need to trick anyone lah.
Yeah, you can show the way, but you don't need to force the hand.
Definitely tricking is not part of my repertoire of things to do within the situation. I will probably want to talk to the person and like maybe ask, can I go with you? Try to go with the person and everything, but like I think tricking the person, especially when they're at a state where they probably already don't trust a lot of people, they trust you, and then you go ahead and betray, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna be even more hopeless. It's gonna be even more hopeless to them because they like the one person I trusted turned out to be untrustable.
Yeah.
So that's rough, man. I don't know. I wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, man. This one really wish them well.
I wish them well. Do you have any more, or is that the last one already?
And that's the last one.
That's the last one, guys. A bit longer than we thought we would go, but I think this was a fun episode. It got a little bit dark and deep at the end. As all our Reddit episodes go, it always starts out with some stupid shit and then it goes like worse and worse until like some deep family stuff.
But at least we got some fun reactions out of this, and I thought that this was a pretty good exercise to help us chill a little bit, from the serious things that have been happening since last year and this year. But yeah.
Yes.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as we did.
I definitely enjoyed. And do you have anything else? I don't have anything else to plug. This is probably after Chinese New Year already, so hope you guys didn't eat too much egg tarts and stuff.
Follow me on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. And IMO.pod at John Jonah at Inside Burger. And we'll be back next week with another episode of IMO. Stay safe, guys. See you.
Peace.
Bye.